Hey bucket list buddies, welcome to another episode
of our bucket list day. I'm Joe.
I'm Jeff, and welcome to the channel.
Yep.
Now most of you watching might be some newbies because we are going to review RV newbies and all the things you gotta have just to get started.
Right.
Now there's a lot of things that a lot of people talk about, oh you need this, you need that, but we're just going to go over the basic things that you need just to get on the road.
Right.
And then we're going to touch on a few other things that we found that made life a little simpler.
Made life more simple, correct.
Yes. So that's all about what we do here in our RV life. We're full-timers, and we try to find ways to make RV life a bit simpler and set up and takedowns and just everyday living, make it simpler.
Right. Simplify.
Simplify. Okay. So, but before we get started, we want to just give you a little history. We live full-time in our rig, and we've been doing it for a little over a year now,
right.
And we have learned what things work very, very well. And we've also discovered a few purchases that we made that didn't work out so well. So we are here to help you guys make the right decisions right out of the gate. And stay tuned to the end because we have a very special surprise for you.
Say what?
Yeah, we have a surprise.
I want to know. Hang on.
You gotta wait till the end, just like the rest of them. They gotta
wait a minute, I'm supposed to be in on. Well, stay tuned.
See, this is why I don't tell her what's going on ahead of time, because
I tell you
she'll
guys.
spoil it all.
I already got my Christmas presents for next year. Go on.
Did you buy yours from
I
me?
didn't. I put your name on it.
Oh, well, it's made it easy for me.
A couple of carrots. So go ahead.
Right. So let's get started and show you what are your must-haves.
Right.
Okay.
Starting with
electrical systems. Okay, the number one thing you want to do with your new RV, and if you're a newbie, is protect your rig. And what I mean by that is you want to protect it electronically. All of the appliances, all of the control boards, all of the panels, all over these new rigs have got electronic boards. And you want to protect them from surge protection, lightning strikes, things of that nature. The best way to do that is with a good surge protector. I don't care if you're 30 amp or 50 amp, you need to have a surge protector. If you don't have an inline one, whether you're maybe some Class A's, they do have them built in, but travel trailers, fifth wheels typically don't come with those built in, so you need to get an inline one like the one I'm going to show you here. Highly recommend. It's the number one purchase you make. Yes, they can get expensive, anywhere from $100 to $250, $300. You don't need to go that crazy out of the gate, but you need to have something good. Now the surge protector that we use is from Progressive Industries, and I like this one because as you see it's got little blue and green lights in there indicating both sides are good to go. They got the right amount of voltage, and there's no shorts or anything in there. It's got this nice little rain cover here as well. So this is the one we use. It's 50 amp. We put it right here. Highly recommend everybody who is going to have an RV, I don't care if it's 30 amp or 50 amp, you need one of these guys. I'll have a link below for this particular unit. You can see it on our Amazon store or go to our website and see all the products there as well. So one of the other things you're going to need electrically, in some cases you might not be able to get 50 amp if you have 50 amp requirement, and you can only get a 30 amp. So you're going to need one of these guys, little they're commonly called dog bones. So this is a 50 amp down to a 30 amp. And sometimes you may need to plug into 30 amp, and you can't run all 3 air conditioners. If you've got that, you may only be able to run one. But you keep your refrigerator and other types of necessity appliances plugged in, and you do that with one of these dog bones. Now I also have a dog bone for 30 amp down to 110. As you see there. So I can just plug these guys together on my 50 and go from my 50 amp cord down to 110 if I need to. Now, of course, I'm not going to be running air conditioners off 110. That'll blow the fuse every single time. But if you want to keep your refrigerator going or things of that nature, you can do so with these particular plugs. So those are things you're going to need out of the gate. The second one you may not need, but I highly recommend it. They're not that expensive. Again, I'll have links below here on where and how you can get all of these things. Okay, so that was our electrical system. Now, Joanne, what are we going to talk about next?
Next thing, really important, outdoors, right? This is why we get on the road and go out and do the things and see the things we want to see. To me...
But where outdoors?
Well, I'm getting there.
Oh.
Everywhere. My happy place, one of my very special happy places, is sitting outside at night looking at the stars with a campfire.
Yes.
I love it.
That a lot.
I do it a lot. I do it alone. I do it with Jeff. I'll do it with friends. I do it with my music in my ears. So you really want to make sure you get the right chairs and seating, because there's so many. We have a few more than we needed because...
We have some extra chairs, so if anybody needs some, let us know. We're happy to let you have them.
Right.
Joe's been trying different chairs.
I'm on a mission, yeah.
But get yourself a good, comfortable chair. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be expensive. But something that you're comfortable in.
And a nice lounge.
Yeah.
You know.
Something you can put your feet up on and just chill back. Have a cocktail or a cola or something like that.
And my exercise pads. But make yourself happy, because this is why we're here.
Yeah.
This is why we do it.
So make it comfortable for yourself.
Yep.
Now, those are must-haves right out of the gate. Now, we've gone a little further. We bought some really nice chairs and some hammock things and some outdoor carpets and mats.
That's because this is where I spend a lot of time now. So it's a necessity, so to speak, but it's because we spend a lot of time. So.
Right. You don't need all that to get started, but you do need a chair.
Right.
Good, comfortable chair.
Make a nice chair. Yep.
Okay. So next on the list is our fresh water. I guess it's fresh water.
Right.
Take a look at this and you see what we've done with our fresh water. And these are your must-haves that you've got to have. All right. So now let's talk about water. Wherever you go, you're going to need and want fresh water to do your dishes, wash your hands, take your showers, everything that you need fresh water for. So the very minimum, you're going to need a good quality BPA-free water hose, a drinking hose. And you're also going to want a couple of water filters. I highly recommend you start off with the 20 micron filter. This 20 micron filter will take a lot of the impurities, hard water, things like that out of the water right away. Won't take all of it out, but it will be a good start. Most of the RV parks don't have the greatest water. There's a few that have some really good water, but for the most part, they are not that great. So we highly recommend that you get yourself one of your 20 micron water filters that I'm showing you here. And I'll also have a link below on how and where you can get these filters. But this is a must-have. You got to have this when you're going to your very first site on your very first day out camping. Now the water hose. We used a couple different types of water hoses when we first started off. Now we use a zero gravity hose. We do like it a lot. It does collapse into a smaller place, but you don't have to do that. You can choose one of these hoses here, and they work very well. I've got a link to it right below as well, but you can use one of these hoses as well. It's a little less expensive, and it's a great must-have to start with. The reason is blue. I like to have colored hoses to keep track of which one's my freshwater one. You'd never want to use it for anything else, so you keep it only for that. If you want to take a little step further, I'll have a link below here of our water system, so you can see all the additional things you can get to improve your water. But at the very minimum, you need this one filter I just showed you, as well as the BPA-free hose. Now, another item I highly recommend you get is this Y valve for your water. You can have your fresh water going here. You can also tap into there another hose that we use, another kind of a collapsible hose. And the other thing, along with this Y valve, I would highly recommend is these quick disconnects. These guys here are worth their weight in gold. So instead of twisting the hose on and off, you just simply push a collar back. The hose is connected or disconnected. Slide it back in, push a collar back, and it locks into place. These are not necessary when you're first starting out. It's not a must-have, but it sure is convenient. The same with this Y valve. It's not a gotta-have, but very, very convenient. After you're out once or twice, you're going to realize, yeah, I need to spend a few bucks and get that as well. Okay, so that was our water system, and as I mentioned, we have a pretty robust water system. Again, the link is below here. You can click on it and you can see what we've got. But to get started, all you really need is that good hose and that first inline filter, and then a few other things if you want to make life convenient, like those quick disconnects I showed you.
That I love. Listen, also, if you have any questions on how to do it, how to start, where to go, let us know. Jeff will absolutely, he's brilliant at walking people through certain things and really getting everybody started. He's got the patience of Job.
Yeah, just leave your comments below. We're happy to answer your questions.
Yep.
What's next on your list, Phil?
Next is the infamous basket.
Baskets and
baskets
organizing.
and bins, right. Listen guys, you you don't know how little space you have until you run out of it really quickly.
Yes,
so
that's true.
We have baskets for everything in bins. Everything underneath, it keeps everything organized and tightly fitting, right?
Yep.
And all of our cupboards underneath, in our garage, in our basement, everything has really got its place in either a basket or a bin. We roll clothes.
We do, to save space.
Right.
We found rolling clothes like the military does.
Right.
Does actually work.
Right. We have big bins for our shoes and all of it. So it does help, and you'll find, again, because you're always limited either on closet space or drawers, all of it, that you'll find bins will go almost anywhere because they're every size and every shape.
Because you buy all sizes. Right. Now, we could sit here and show you all our different bins and sizes.
Because I have, look at, I mean, you can buy hard, soft.
Yeah, she's even got a bin in a bin. Because when you need a place to store your empty bins,
you put them in a bin. So, you know, there's a myriad again of...
Now, your rig is a different size, your drawers, your cabinets, your closets, everything's a different size. So what we get may not work for you. So you just got to go to Walmart, Kmart, where's all the stores you go to find
Max, TJ Maxx, Home Goods, I love. I get a lot of it. Amazon. These are on Amazon, correct. Yep.
So you're just going to have to do a little homework to find the bins. Just throwing stuff in a cabinet or in a drawer, you're going to learn really fast that just doesn't work out.
It doesn't work, and they're not easily accessible. No matter how hard and how neat you make it, man, you pull the bin out, get what you need, and throw the bin back.
Right. Bins are the way to go for organization.
Or baskets, right.
And the other thing I'm going to add in there that for organization is the command strip hooks.
Right.
Highly recommend you guys get yourself, go on Amazon. We've got them on the links below here. Or Home Depot or Lowe's, wherever you want to get them, we don't care. But get yourself a variety pack.
You will need them, right? Whether it's in the kitchen, in the bathroom, right?
They're used everywhere. Down in our basements, our garage, our bathrooms, our bedrooms.
I have them everywhere for everything. Because again, there's not enough room to put stuff away in. So you'll hang a lot and it's worth it. So
command strips, that's a must-have when you're first starting out. Just get a couple of variety packs and it should be good to start with.
And last but not least, this is not a must-have, but for me, it really helps save time and keeps everything neat, is what we did in the bathroom for all of the shampoos and conditioners.
Yes.
It's definitely not a must-have by any means. However, remember, if everything is not put up and put away, you have to take it down and put it back.
I'll show a picture of it over here.
Right. It keeps it very clean, very tidy, and that way we can also go out and buy big bottles of stuff, store it down and put what we need.
Money.
Right, saves money and time, keeps everything clean and tidy.
Yeah, so that's organization. Next, we're going to go from organization to
you're scaring me.
Black water and gray water. The sanitation, the part that Joe hates.
But I've learned to do a lot of it, haven't I?
You have.
Not the one.
You have. So let's go on and take a look at what we've done for sanitation and the things you must have as an RV newbie. All right, now let's talk about your wastewater. This is a must-have for a lot of you to get started with, and that is to have a stinky slinky. These little guys to take all your black and gray water and pump it out of your RV and put it down the sewer drain. You got to get rid of it. So you got to have a stinky slinky and all the appropriate connections that you need. That's kind of cool, isn't it? It twirls around. Anyway, you got to have these. You can buy a whole kit that's got the part, this just clips on the RV side, and this has got the same thing where you can have a 90-degree angle right here. I'll show you that here in a moment, where you can see that up here, image of that. Anyway, you connect that on there and put it in there. Now, we have never used one of these. I shouldn't say never. We don't use any of these anymore. We use a macerator. It's much cleaner, much more civilized, if you will. This to me is old school, old fashioned. I know a lot of people still do it. I can't stand these things. They're filthy, they're messy, so we just toss them aside. We don't use them anymore. I have it as a backup, but we use this macerator. As I mentioned, it connects right into your hose, right on your rig. And it's just a pump that hangs out there, and it goes out this orange hose and works its way to the sewer outlet. And you see that connector on the sewer outlet. But it comes in through this orange hose right into the connection of the pump, and you see I even use quick disconnects right there as well. But this pump does it all. And I've even got a little window in there so I can see when I'm going from gray to black and when it's all getting empty and all that kind of stuff. But this item here, it's not a must-have. It is definitely recommended if you want to be civilized when you're cleaning out your tanks. Otherwise, you go to the Stinky Slinky that we don't use anymore. But a must-have, if you're just starting out, you got to at least have the Stinky Slinky. Now our Stinky Slinky lives in the Stinky Slinky home. It's just a tube that's on the underside of our rig. We just feed it in here. And then we close the door, lock it, and that's where it lives. And it has been in there since day one. We have never used that Stinky Slinky. We've always had the Macerator. Alright, so now the next category of things that you must have. Now, a lot of people are going to argue with us on this one because they're going to say, that's not a must-have, I got a brand new rig. But let me tell you, a TPMS system, a tire minder system, is a must-have system.
Also, it's important to keep everybody safe.
Yes.
Really it is. These are big, heavy rigs. I'm so sorry.
That's all right. And she's right. It is a part of safety as well. Because when you get a tire that blows out, your rig is going all over the place. And not only destroying your rig, but you could destroy or hurt somebody and even yourself.
Correct.
If the rig flips, which, as you saw, we'll see in a clip I'm going to have here in a minute, that does happen. So I don't care if it's a brand new rig with brand new tires. You could run over something on the road and blow your tires out or get a slow leak and not know it.
Safety first.
Safety first. So I highly recommend the tire minder system. We've tried a couple other brands and we've zeroed in on this tire minder system. It is much, much better than the other units. They're all around the same price. And some of you might be saying, well, that's a few $100 is expensive for that, but it's worth its weight in gold. You gotta have that.
It alerts you immediately.
Yeah, it is. Now I have, here's kind of a look of, as we're talking here, of the tire sensors that go on your wheels and the display that goes up in your dashboard and things like that. It's a full color display. It gives you your temperature, gives you your tire pressure. You can see each individual tire. If something is to go wrong, you don't have to look at it all the time. A little alarm will go off and alert you. And believe me, it is a great peace of mind to have.
Yep.
If you don't get anything that we're recommending here today, I do recommend you get that first.
Truth.
That is something you must have.
Yes.
We met somebody in an RV park a couple months ago that bought a brand new rig. I mean, pulled it off the lot, got it home, loaded it up. They went on their first trip, and on the way to the first trip, they did run over something on the road. Had a small leak in the tire went flat, he didn't know it, it blew up, and did almost $8,000 of damage on his brand new rig. Don't let that happen to you. So highly recommend you get this. Now for those of you that have waited, here comes the special bonus surprise. And I reached out to the folks at Tire Minder and they said, gotta have it.
That's right.
So they're gonna give us a discount. So we've got a discount code here called Our Bucket List Day. Enter that in when you click the link below to get your Tire Minder system, and you get a $20 off of the system. Highly recommend you get that. If you listen to nothing else, get that.
Well, listen to me always, but get the Tire Minder.
And I do, because I get in trouble if I don't.
I'm so bad.
So the next thing is when you need an app to figure out where you're going, what your route's going to be. I don't care if you're part-time or full-time. It makes life easier. Really,
really easier, because when you're driving a big rig, you don't want to be going down any...
Yes. Well, and also when you're making your plan. I've bought all the different apps out there. I've tried them all, and I keep coming back to this, and that is RV Life or RV Trip Wizard. As you see right here, this program or this mobile app, it is the best app out there that not only gives you a list of all the campgrounds in a particular area you're looking for, shows it to you on a map, beautifully outlines it with reviews, pictures, things of that nature. And then it even builds a route for you. And in that route, it tells you the RV safe route based on the size of your rig. You put all the parameters in there.
Right.
And it'll tell you, hey, there's a low bridge on this route. You need to go this way because you're too tall to fit through it. Or if the roads are too narrow and you've got a rig like ours, you don't want to go through a 90-degree turn in a tiny 2-lane road. It's just not going to make it. So it warns you for all of that. And it gives you some safe RV routes. Highly recommend this mobile app if you're going to plan your trips, and especially if you're getting a larger rig, it'll help you quite a bit. Right. And right now, there's a link below here. You can go ahead and click that link, and again, get yourself a little discount by clicking the link and get yourself the RV Trip Wizard.
Absolutely.
Right here on getting this link. So.
Yep.
What's next on the list, Joe?
So this is a necessity, but it's pretty darn cheap. Okay.
It's free.
It's free.
It doesn't cost anybody anything.
Correct. And it is a peace of mind. So,
must have a good peace of mind.
Keep everybody. You got to A, bring your sense of humor, and B, bring your patience. It's
yeah. If you're one that tends to get frustrated when things go wrong, you probably want to take a big breath before you think about this, because there's no BS here.
Right.
If you are short-fused or have a lot of anxiety and you get stressed out when things go wrong, RVing may not be for you. Because it happens. It's there's inevitable. We have a new truck and we have a new rig too, and guess what? The first trip down the road we got there and molding was down on the floor. Right. Brand new. So, and say, oh, it's a cheap rig. No, I don't care what you got. Class A, Class B, Class C. Right. Everyone we talk to,
they'll tell
everywhere we meet, they say, yep, doesn't matter the brand, manufacturer, doesn't matter.
How much money you spend or don't.
Yeah, things are going to break. Yep. So you just have to understand that, expect that's going to happen, and you got to be calm, and you got to just figure out how to solve the issue and move on.
Right. And communicate.
Yes, you got to communicate.
We've learned to do that rather well, haven't we?
You will learn how to communicate better. Yeah. There might be an argument or two in the beginning.
No.
But you will learn to communicate and learn to expect the unexpected.
Yep.
So as Joe said, this is a free one, but you must have, it's a must have, a good peace of mind, a good sense of humor, must have the
patience,
right mindset to really get into this and do this. So we hope you got a lot out of this episode, and I know most of you are newbies. Hopefully you stuck around for all of this and you got a lot out of this. So we invite you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like,
ring the bell,
and ring the bell. It's actually subscribe,
ring the bell,
and ring the bell. Do all the things.
I didn't do it wrong this time.
Share it, make comments, and leave comments below because we like that.
Yeah, we do. Okay, that's it, kids. You will all have a most blessed bucket list day.
Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
See